You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days fans. So Chad DiMera's life is on the line because Clyde Weston wants him dead, and he ordered fake Abby's brother, Mark, to do the deed. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about how and why Chad may be killed and a huge twist on the NBC Peacock soap opera. So you know by now that creepy Clyde is holding Marke and Marke Greene's mother captive. He's made it clear he's going to kill the woman if Marin, aka Fabby, doesn't marry Chad. But it doesn't stop there. Clyde wants the DiMera money, and he orders Marke to kill Chad after the poor guy gets married to Fabby. And there's a scenario where we could see Chad killed, but then it all blows up in Clyde's face thanks to a big twist and some fast thinking. So already right now, Fabby is devastated about toying with Chad, but it's either do that or her mom's going to be murdered by sadistic Clyde Weston. And they know the guy will do it. We all know the guy will do it. So it's interesting because despite the lies about who she is, Fabby has had plastic surgery because her other siblings, Aaron and Felicia Greene, do not recognize her at all. So maybe Fabby had an unrelated accident that required reconstructive surgery. I mean, maybe she was with her parents in the accident they had, but she and her mother both survived. So Fabby got a new face and Mrs. Greene got kidnapped by that horrible criminal. No matter how it all played out, the facts are this: Clyde has their mom. Their dad seems to be dead, unless there's some twist we don't know about yet. And Fabby's mom may also meet her maker unless they carry out Clyde's twisted orders. So Fabby feels just sick about lying to Chad, a man who's grieving the death of his beloved wife. And even worse, Fabby has been so convincing with her lies that Chad was ready to bring the kids in, Charlotte and Thomas, to meet her. So right now, Fabby's got him in Paris away from everybody so she can try and seal the deal and save her mother. But she doesn't know that Clyde's back in Salem ordering Marke to kill Chad. And of course, you'll recall that Fabby's brother is a doctor. But you know what other doctor is in Salem right now? And I'm not talking about Kayla. Kristen DiMera's mad scientist, Dr. Rolf, popped up. Was it last week before? Recently. He's in town to pick up some of his research, and he wants more money from the DiMeras to keep on doing his radical research. And while he's in town, he might be of some service to Chad and his not dead fake wife, Fabby. By Friday of this week, she proposes to Chad in Paris. And then the following week, on Thursday, October 17th, JJ Deveraux is back and he officiates Chad and Fabby's wedding. Meanwhile, Steve Johnson is planning to expose her as a fake very soon because he is quite certain that is not his beloved niece, Abigail, the real one. And it sounds like the truth may come out about Fabby right after she and Chad get married. But here's the thing. Once they're married, Clyde is not going to give up on the idea of getting his hands on the DiMera fortune. And if Marke won't kill Chad, I'm quite certain Clyde will get someone else to do it. Even if Steve exposes Fabby, the truth of it is Chad's life may still be at risk. So they need to take care of this Clyde problem. So here's what I think could be a really interesting twist about Chad's death that Clyde, of course, is demanding. So I'm wondering if everyone is going to conspire to expose and take down horrible, horrible Clyde. I think once Fabby explains to whoever finally figures this out that Clyde is holding her mother captive and the leverage is that he's going to murder her, Steve and Chad may help her and her brother Marke deal with their Clyde problem because it's also Chad's problem. And let's be real, Steve and Chad want to see Clyde dead. I am sure Chad regrets that he didn't kill him when he had the chance after he found out that Clyde murdered Abigail. Even if they're mad about Fabby's lies, we have to remember she's a victim in all of this as well. So I wonder if she and Mark will explain everything that Clyde has done to them once the plot is exposed. And with Dr. Rolf's help, which Chad can facilitate, they could flip the script and pull off an epic twist to take down Clyde. They could have Mark kill Chad, because I'm pretty sure that creepy Clyde will want some sort of video proof or something like that. And then they can have Dr. Rolf standing by to bring Chad back from death right away. And you guys know resurrecting the dead is one of Dr. Rolf's favorite hobbies. It makes him feel all powerful, like the twisted weirdo that he is. And once Mark shows Clyde proof that he killed Chad, then they should be able to get their mother back. And Patch might help pull this off as vengeance for Abigail. And with Mrs. Greene safely back and Chad not dead at all, if they do this twist with the, twisted DiMera scientist, they can take down Clyde once and for all. And at this point, come on, somebody needs to put a bullet in that guy. He has been tormenting Salem for like a decade, more than that maybe. So it is well past time that they find a permanent solution to take down Clyde Weston. And Fabby really likes Chad. I actually think she's falling for him, which of course makes this all so much messier. But after being conned by Fabby, I don't see a happily ever after for them. But you never know. However, AnnaLynne McCord is only supposed to be on the show for a 1-year run. We'll see. I do know that Abigail's empty grave has given some fans hope that Marcy Miller might come back one day. But for now, there's no signs of this happening. The immediate problem is Clyde, his hostage, Mrs. Greene, and the kill order that he's placed on Chad. Since Clyde just wants the money, he could turn around and just have a random thug kill Chad. And that's why a death and resurrection scenario may be the perfect way to fool Clyde and buy some time to save Mark and Marin's mom, to save Chad, and give them time to figure out how to finish off Clyde once and for all. And I would be happy to see it.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.